G'day, Steve Morgan here. Fishing Monthly Magazine's love testing big boats at the moment, and we've got the biggest Surtees that they make. Surtees a New Zealand brand boat, and Bill Hull from Northside Marine. You guys sell plenty of these, and they're one of your favourites, aren't they?
Yeah, we love the product, and probably been doing them about 11 years now, over 11 years, and now this is the biggest one, 8 metres. They went up to 7.5 metres, and now brand new model. Been working on it, probably 3-year project, and now this is the first one in Australia, so yeah, love to have it.
Well, it's good to have the hands on it, and for people that don't know about Surtees, give us a bit of Surtees 101. These obviously plate aluminium boat made in New Zealand, but give me some of the details about the brand.
So yeah, full plate construction, fully welded in floor, quite an incredible construction. They got 10-year warranty. It's something we'd never seen a hull break at all.
Yep.
One of the unique features is the water ballast system in the back there. So obviously when a very deep V, so when the boat's at rest, it floods with water that keeps the boat in the water. Then when you accelerate, the water runs out, you've got a deep V. If you're in extreme conditions, when the water's in there, it's got electric ballast. You can shut the water in there, so when you get up, you've got like a very heavy glass boat type of feel.
Yeah, and that's what in rough conditions, the V and the weight are what makes it comfortable out on the water. Now, I noticed that this is a cabin boat.
Yes.
Up here in Queensland, we've sort of shied away from cabins in the past. We've always loved our big centre consoles. We like that ventilation. How have the cabin boats gone? I notice more and more of them on the water.
Yeah, look, the hardtops have been very popular, obviously, to get out of the wind and the weather, going offshore. The transom or the cockpit of this boat is like the smaller models, very set out, very focused, as they say, built for fishing. With this one here now, it's just that extra length of boat, a cabin. So you've got toilets, cookers, sinks, a little dinette. We drop down to a bed. So for that guy who wants to overnight or take more people or that comfort, but still have a great cockpit for fishing, and that's what this boat is built for.
Let's talk about the proportions. 8 metres long. It's obviously a little bit wider than the standard beam. In Australia, you need that 2.5 metres or narrower, and then you can tow anywhere, anytime. Tell us what the beam of this is and what that means on the road. So
the smaller model 7.5 is 2.5 metres. So 8 metres. This one's they've gone a bit wider, 2.7. So in Australia, once we go over 2.5 metres, it goes to over width from there. So we're selling it that you can have it on a marina, a hard stand. But for the guy who wants to tow it, and this one here is sold, and it's got an aluminium trailer. They just need to understand the restrictions, daylight travel, and a few roads, tunnels, things like that you can't go on.
Yep.
And then obviously the weight all up on this one is about 3,800 kilos. So it's one of those big American vehicles, they have the capacity at 4.5 tonne to be able to tow it.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Northside Marine's Big Bertha there. You sell a lot of big boats now, and it gets a workout.
Yeah, we got, I think about 4 or 5 company vehicles, but we saw it a number of years ago. A lot of our product is exceeding that 3.5 tonne, where all of our vehicles can do that. So yeah, we picked up that dual cab Silverado, 4,500 kilos, and does it easily. The brakes, the diff, the gears, everything, the power, the suspension can tow. And as we've done this boat today, down here, really no problems at all. The launching, retrieving, even on the highway, it's a great vehicle to be able to do that.
Now this is a customer boat that they keep it on the water in Brisbane, but they have a trailer, so if they want to go for a trip, on they go. So obviously the over width restrictions aren't too onerous that it makes going away impossible.
Yeah, so it's all that. There are limitations of Easter and Christmas time. There are blackout periods. For local travel, you can do that, but on highways to going to north, there are just some restrictions for that time. Outside of that, it's easy to tow.
Well, it's a great looking boat, and what we love to do at Fishing Monthly is get it out in the water. We'll bring you some of the luxuries and features of this boat and come back to you with some of the performance statistics. Well, if you're an angler, you know how many times the Bureau of Meteorology gets it wrong. It's supposed to be blowing maybe 20, 25 knots, stinking northwester at the moment, and overcast skies. Well, look out the front here, from the cutaways you can see, and from that montage, blowing about nothing and sunny skies. So we didn't really get to test the rough water ability of this boat, which we were really keen on doing today in some nasty water out the front. That said, great, comfortable day on the water with this rig, and let's go through some of the performance and some of the appointments that make this rig stand out from the crowd. Of course, it's fitted with those twin Yamaha DES, digital electric steering outboards, that work together and brought together by that Yamaha Hellmaster system. This has got the Yamaha full Hellmaster kit inside it, which means it's got the joystick, the autopilot, the digital steering, really light to steer. And as we've always said with the Hellmaster, you know, a child could drive it. The joystick works well. With the twin engines, you can actually creep sideways with it. You can see in some of the cutaways here. Bill at the ramp when we put it in, you can basically make the boat go wherever you want without the addition of a bow thruster on it. This is a customer's boat. The guys sold it to the customer and got it back in for its 20-hour service, at which point we've stolen it to come out for a bit of a run on the water. Look, he's ticked every option, and this boat is immaculate. It's a real credit to the owner who's put it together. Got around 20 hours on it at the moment. It's kept on a pontoon down on the southern side of Brisbane, but the owner does have a trailer, so if he wants to do an extended trip, he can put it on the trailer and do it, of course, taking note of any of the oversized towing restrictions. When we talk about every option ticked, the full Hellmaster, it's got twin live bait tanks below each of the transom doors, has the twin transom doors, it's got the twin tuna tubes in there, which if you like live baiting for big mackerel and stuff, very important to keep those live baits alive. It's got the full rubber decking, and it hasn't skimped on that rubber decking all the way on the walk around. It's not a massive walk around, but it has got the grab rails, and it has got the ability to climb up around to the front of the boat if you need it. And when you get up the front of the boat, I love boats that don't waste that space above the anchor hatch. It's also got the rubber decking on it if you want to get up the front and cast poppers or do anything like that. Enough space to go and do it. Not for two people, but for one person you can get up there and do your thing. This has got as an option also a 16-inch Garmin multifunction display with the big transducer and the radar up on top. So when it comes to fitting out electronics nowadays, I think we're all tending towards bigger and bigger and more capable units. Comes standard with this boat is the fridge and the toilet. So all of those amenities, which make it a little bit more friendly for the family, actually come standard in the price. Queenslanders, I suppose, take a little bit of getting used to the enclosed cabin. We all pride ourselves on being centre console users and getting out in the sun, but I tell you what, the ventilation is set up so well on this. It's got the big middle section, which opens up in the middle of the windscreen, and it's got large rear sliding windows on the side. You can get that air circulating really well, and it's quite a hot day today, over 30 degrees, very comfortable out on the water in this rig. But the cool thing is in wintertime, if it gets cold and nasty or it gets really rough, seal it all up and you are comfortable on the way home. Now, speaking of comfort inside the cabin, love the little centre table arrangement. It's got two folding seats that fold either forwards or backwards on each side. You can fold that seat across, sit back, watch your trolling sped, watch your baits that are going to go off. But if you've got 3 or 4 of you there and want to have a meal around the table, flip the seats the other way and it's all open there for you. The berths up the front, of course, you've got 8 metres of boat here. 2 people can easily sleep up the front if you want to do overnighters, etc. What do I like about the Surtees? Well, you know, it's basic, but that rear, that keel-mounted ballast system in the rough water when I've been in the Surtees works really well. You know, you see the similar system across other brands of boats. They do it for a reason. It pulls that water line down, it pulls the chines down into the water and keeps the boat nice and stable. I also like, I suppose, the little things in this boat, the soft close storage. You know, the fact that you've got these areas here and there's a little bit of space underneath. They've got this lovely sliding. It's like your kitchen at home. The soft close doors on there. They lock shut for when it's rough, and you can keep all of your, like here we've got some cutlery and some kitchen equipment in there. But it could be tackle, it could be lures, it could be anything. Keeps it dry, keeps it safe. Having a look around, I love the quality of the welds on this rig as well. You can tell it's not robotically welded, it's all hand welded, but they do a great job on it. I wouldn't like to think how many hours of welding are in this boat, but if you look at the quality of the welds throughout the whole rig, it's A1, it looks great. Unfortunately, not rough enough for the rough water test that we like doing here in Fishing Monthly when we can, but as far as a comfortable, airy, boat on the water with all of the gadgets, well, this is definitely it. Let's talk at some of the performance statistics. Best economy was at 3,400 RPM, where you got 1.1 kilometre per litre burned, and that's between both of, that's not per engine, that's between both of the engines. So anytime you can have an 8 metre plate boat and get that sort of economy at better than 1-to-1, I think you're doing pretty well. So the Yamaha's doing well there at 33 litres per hour when they're doing that 36 kilometres an hour to get that economy. 6,000 RPM, 73 kilometres an hour, so it can be hooking along, but boy, you pay at the pump 500 metres or 0.5 of a kilometre per litre burn. So the theory is, though, if you can afford a boat like this, petrol probably isn't your biggest worry. This is the biggest Surtees that the factory's made so far, and Bill and the guys from Northside Marine are really proud to have it on the water. You know, when it comes to a $380,000 boat, and that's what this thing is as tested, it's hard for me to pick faults in it. It's a well-appointed, well-finished, comfortable boat. If you want to come and pick some faults in it, jump in, get the boys to take you to test ride in one of the 8 metres, and you can see for yourself if it's the boat for you. But packages start from $334,000. That's if you want to maybe put a single outboard on, reduce the horsepower on the outboard, and maybe take off some of those options. So 334 to start. If you want to check out all of the range on their website, it's www.northsidemarine.com.au. Their socials are down here. Give the guys a call. They could hook you up with your dream Surtees.